Can we what? No. That's why we're reviewing now. So multiply to give 48, add to give negative 16. So you need to think about all the factors. Factors are numbers that you multiply together to get 48. Like 1 and 48, 2 and 24, 3 and 16, 4 and 12, 6 and 8. So, looking at these numbers, everybody, I need your attention up here, please. Looking at these numbers, what two could add together to give you negative 16?
Negative 4
And,
negative 12.
right, negative 4 and negative 12. Because they multiply to give you the positive 48 and add up to give you the negative 16. Okay? So while we're right here, what about negative 27 and 6? Well, come up with your factors for 27. 1 and 27, 3 and 9. So it looks like it's going to be 3 and 9. Because this is positive, my larger number is going to be what? Positive also. So the 9 goes here, and this one has to be a negative. So this is 9 and negative 3 here, and negative 4 and negative 12 here. All right, what other questions can I help you with? Kira? 13. Okay. 13. Evaluate and show work. 13A, B, A. So this is an order of operations problem, which we need to remember PEMDAS, parentheses, exponents, multiplication and division from left to right, and addition, subtraction from left to right. Okay? So looking at this, do I have parentheses? Something I can do inside the parentheses. William, do you have your packet out? Okay. Are you on 13?
Yeah.
All right. What can I do first?
Math.
Which math?
You know, the good kind.
The good kind. What would the good kind be?
I don't like these questions.
Oh my gosh. Guys, do I have any parentheses? Don't look at me. Look at the problem. 13A.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. 7 minus 5 is 2. Everything else, leave the same. Minus 3 squared plus 10 divided by 5. Okay, so do I have any more parentheses? No. So we're done with parentheses. Do I have any exponents?
Yeah.
Yes, 3 squared is 9. Again, leave everything else the same. All right, so I don't have any more exponents. Multiplication, division from left to right. Blake, what would be my next part? Multiplication, division. Am I going to do 4 times 2 or 10 divided by 5? Yeah, 4 times 2 is going to be 8. And leave everything the same. 10 divided by 5. Next, I only have division. I already did the other multiplication. So this is going to be 2. This is 8 minus 9 in the brackets. Then I've got subtraction in brackets. And actually, I could have probably done that before because a bracket is kind of like a parenthesis. Parentheses, whatever. 8 minus 9 is going to be negative 1 plus 2. Negative 1 plus 2 is positive 1. Don't you love that table? No, not so much. All right. Questions on that? Other questions? What would you like to see? Yes.
Number 10.
Number 10 on that same page. A, B, or C? A. So it says to factor. Factor. So right here we have a quadratic trinomial. Quadratic trinomial. And this is how you see most of them with 3 terms. An A term, a B term, and a C term. When I am factoring, what do I look for first? What do we always look for when factoring?
The GC, yeah.
The GCF, greatest common factor. Do I have one for all 3 of those terms? Do I have anything that divides into all of them besides 1? Survey says no. So usually after looking for a greatest common factor, when we have 3 terms, you're going to do X box. And you put A times C up at the top, B at the bottom. My A, remember your A, B, and C's are always just numbers. They are the coefficients in front or the constant. So A is equal to 1, B is equal to -2, C is equal to -35. So A times C is 1 times -35, which is -35. B is -2. So factors of 35 are 1 and 35, 5 and 7. So right here, 5 and 7 differ by 2, and which one is going to be the negative? The bigger digited number, yes. So -7 and +5. Okay, so then I go to the box. In the box, first term goes into the first box, x squared. Last term with its sign goes in the last box. Okay, and the middle 2 add together to give you the middle number, and you have to add an x with it though. Okay, now you look for a greatest common factor of each row and column. Okay, so in my rows I have x squared and 5x. That is a greatest common factor of x. I have -7x and -35. So you look at your coefficients, your numbers. -7 is going to be the greatest common factor there. And it's negative because this is a negative on the outside part. All right, then I look in my columns. I have x squared and -7x. So no numbers that are same or that can be factored out, but I have an x squared and an x, so that's going to be an x. And then I have 5x and -35. No x's to share, but a +5, yes. Now, it is asking you to factor. It does not say solve. If it said solve, we would say x equals what, x equals what. It just says factor.
Yeah.
So my factors, William, are x minus 7 right here and x plus 5. That is your final answer. So when it says show all work, you need to show me that X box. Okay? Good question. Good question there. Also, but I'm going to try and finish up going through all this. I am going to put the answers and all work up on Canvas because I'm not grading your review. And if we don't get through everything, I want you to at least have the ability to look through and know how to do them, okay? All right, so I hope to do that and get that up later today. What other questions do you have? What do you mean?
Are you recording?
Yes, I am recording. This is my third recording, so you could also go to the other first two classes. Question? Yeah.
Page 3.
Page 3. Is this page 2, I think? Okay, page 3. Yes, which one? Which one? The diameter. Okay, so this is number 1, module 5, page 3. Says, line segment JK is a diameter for circle C. Find the measure of B, angle BCK. Okay. Since JK is a diameter, what do we know about this arc JBK? How many degrees is that?
What page is this?
Page 3, I think.
Oh, okay.
How many degrees is arc JBK? If that is a diameter and it's half the circle. Anyone? No, more than 90. I mean, this much is 138 right here. What is it? No. I think you're not hearing my question. What is the measure of arc JBK?
150.
No. What's half of a circle?
Oh, what is it?
180.
I thought she said BCK.
JBK. No. JBK. So if that is 180, okay, and we wanted to know this angle measurement, not angle, sorry, arc measurement, arc length, no, arc measurement. Wow. Woo.
It's been a long day.
It's been a long year, school year, and I did not sleep well last night. All right, so the whole thing is 180. How would I find that arc? Or how would I find this angle?
180 plus 138.
Plus?
At least try.
Yes, minus 138. And so when you subtract, you get 42. So this angle inside is 42, and this arc is 42. So the measure of angle BCK is 42 degrees. And then it says find the measure of arc JB. Well, before I go on to that, what kind of angle is that?
Measure.
No. It's either central or inscribed.
Describe.
Central, because its vertex is at the center. So that is a central angle. When you have a central angle, the arc that it intercepts is the same amount. So if that's the case, and this is 138 degrees in yellow, what is the measure of this arc? JB. What is the measure of that arc? Should be 138 degrees. Okay? 138 degrees. So again, that is a central angle, and the central angle is going to be the same measurement as the arc that it intercepts. All right, what other questions do we have?
Can you do
2? Yes. So we have a circle, and it says make sure and use the correct notation. So this circle is named circle what? P. Yes, you always name a circle by its center. So circle P. Name a radius. Going to the right. Name a radius. Line segment BP. Make sure you get that notation. This is a line segment. We're not talking about an arc. We're not talking about an angle. Okay? You could say line segment BP, line segment PA, line segment PC. Any of those are radii. How about a chord?
D.
That's a point. D what? What if I told you D, line segment DE was a chord? Line segment AB is a chord. A chord is any line segment that has its endpoints on the circle. So line segment DE. How about a diameter? Alicia, what do you think?
BP.
What is it?
Uh,
Not BP.
CB.
No, that's a radii. Radius.
AB.
Line segment AB, yes. A diameter is the special chord that goes through the center of the circle. Okay. How about a major arc?
What?
Noah's. No, that's not correct.
Oh.
Ha ha ha. Some of you probably don't get that, and that's okay.
CD.
CD.
My bad.
No.
CBE.
CBE. I'm going to say no. We can't, it's kind of hard to tell, but AC? ACB? No. AB? No. Oh, ABE? Yes. Arc ABE. It has to go over 180 degrees. So it has to be past half of the circle. If you look at ABE, that's definitely over half the circle. Remember, you also have to have 3 points for a major arc. And you have to have 3 points for a semicircle. Now, who can give me the semicircle? Or a semicircle? ACB. Yes, very good. So that is exactly halfway because its endpoints are the diameter. So ACB. And we're talking about arcs. We're talking about the outside of the circle. So how about a minor arc?
CB.
ACB? No.
CB.
CB? Yes. Arc CB. Remember the minor arc, it's lesser. You need only 2 points, and it has to be less than 180 degrees, less than halfway. Okay? Notation is very important when it comes to things with circles. All right? What other questions? How about number 4 at the bottom? People either know this or they don't. Use the figure to below to answer the questions. Number 1 is an example of what kind of angle? Inscribed. Yeah, it's not central. It is inscribed because it is on, the vertex is on the circle. And what is the measure of angle 1? What is the measure of angle 1? If this is 128 degrees, what is this measure? Anyone? Do you think measure of angle 1 is going to be more, less, or the same as 128 degrees?
Less.
Okay. How much less?
A bit.
A bit. How about half as much? So if you take 128 divided by 2, you're going to get 64. So this, angle 1, is 64 degrees. So if we give you the measure of angle 1, you would double it to get the outside part, the larger part. Okay? Let's see. What other questions do you have? Got about 5 minutes. We can probably get 1 or 2 more, depending upon the problem. How about, or has anybody got one? What about 15 at the top? Find and explain the error. See if you can work that. What's the error here? This is a order of operations PEMDAS problem. Do I have any parentheses? No. Any exponents?
No.
No. Multiplication and division from left to right. I do have that. And if I do it myself, 24 divided by 2 times 3 plus 4, I'm going to take 24 divided by 2 and get 12. And right there's the error. Okay? They did not do this first. They did 2 times 3 first. So the error, you could say, they multiplied before dividing. And then you could put in there left to right is what you're supposed to do if you want. So then the correct answer, I'm going to leave everything else the same. Work my way down. 12 times 3 is 36 plus 4. And 36 plus 4 is 40. So make sure you follow PEMDAS when you're working order of operations. Other questions? Should we work and finish 3 since we finished the page? What equation will be used to find the circumference when using the radius? Circumference. Not a knight of the round table. Oh, Miss Thede, I tell ya. Anybody remember? We are going to give you a bunch of formulas, by the way. Anyone? How about 2 pi r? That is circumference, 2 pi r. So find the circumference of the circle, round to the nearest hundredth when our radius is 6. So circumference is equal to 2 times pi times 6, which is 12 pi. And if you put 12 pi on your calculator, 12 pi, very good, 37.699, 37.699. It says to round to the hundredths place. Which digit is in the hundredths place? The first 9. This is the tenths. This is the hundredths. These are ones. So that first one, we don't say oneths. We don't say oneths. We say tenths. So look next door, 5 or more, it's going to go up. Well, how do I go up from a 9? Well, you look at the whole number then, and 69, 1 up from 69 is 70. So that becomes 37.70. And you don't need to include this 0, but you can. And if I had to label it, since we're talking about a distance around the fence around the circle, circumference is 37.7 units. Okay. All right, I am going to ask you to do a specific section as homework tonight because it has been a while since we've done this. So I want you to do Module 11, which is pages 11, 12, and 13. I want you to look at it tonight, see how much you can remember, and we are definitely going to hit that hard because it's been a while. That has to do with quadratics and factoring and looking at a graph, which is a parabola. Okay? All right. Also discriminants, all that kind of good stuff. Hey, I got a joke for you.
Yeah.
When is 1 plus 9 plus 8 equal to 1? Well, if you look at the beginning letters, the first letter of 1 is an O. The second letter, or the first letter of a 9 is an N. First letter of the 8 is E. So that is equal to 1. I know, silly. Have a good day. Bye.